This is a Steam Deck. I bought it used from CX last year with my own money, and it has been an absolutely fantastic device to game on the go. Since it's literally a PC, you can do a lot of stuff on it. You can play my entire Steam library of games, emulate older consoles, using it as a secondary PC, and so much more. But for the past few weeks, I picked up a used DSi for $332 or 81 US dollars. To be frank, this isn't my first DS console I own. I used to own a new Nintendo 3DS XL back in 2016. I remember that I used to play games like Pokemon X, Omega Ruby and Moon. But as time went on, I kinda lost interest in the Pokemon franchise. And around this time, I transitioned to PC gaming fully. So as a result, the 3DS ended up sitting on the desk collecting dust. Eventually, I was sold the 3DS on Facebook Marketplace for a terrible price of $660 or 140 US dollars. Then comes the present time. Whenever I watch Pokemon videos on YouTube, I was instantly hit with the urge to play the game again. So, I emulated both Pokemon Platinum and Heart Gold on my Steam Deck. The biggest factor of why I bought a DS is that this thing is really small. So to emphasize my point, here's the Steam Deck, and here is the DSi itself. Due to its small form factor, I can easily fit it in my travel bag and play it on the go when I'm going on a shopping mall or a day trip. Now, as I said previously, the Pokemon games are the main reasons why I bought it in the first place. Now, obviously, I don't buy the DSi just because of Pokemon games. There are other games that I'm also interested in, like The Legend of Zelda, Mario games, Ace Attorney, and so much more. If there's a game that I missed out and you will recommend me to play, be sure to comment down below. And so, whether you should go and buy yourself a DS console in the big 26 is a bit of a complicated question. On one hand, I think it's a great option to look for if you solely want to buy a DS or a 3DS to play DS games via the original hardware. But on the other hand, since it's so easy to emulate DS games, you could also look for alternatives to play those games. And so, alternatives include your phone. Just pop in like a DS emulator, for example like a Melon DS on Android or even Delta emulator on your iPhone. You put in your DS ROMs and you're good to go. However, the touchscreen controller kinda sucks because there's no tactile feedback. If you want to at least replicate the experience of the DS, you will need to spend some money on a phone controller and a stylus. Normally, if you prefer playing your DS games horizontally, then any phone controllers available on the market is perfectly fine. But if you prefer playing DS vertically, then you are pretty much just out of luck. Theoretically, you could get something like the game Taco to somewhat replicate the DS experience, but that was aimed towards like a Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. So unless you are willing to compromise with that, you're better off with just a typical phone controller and play it horizontally. As of the stylus, I think any stylus on the market can just do wonders. Just make sure the stylus is using the capacitive or an active stylus, because the Nintendo DS stylus doesn't work on a phone screen since it was primarily designed to physically pressure on the touchscreen instead of electrical conductivity. And another way that you could replicate DS experience is to use Android handhelds. Now, I do not own any one of these, but some handhelds that pop up on my mind is the Anbernic RGDS, AYN Thor, Aya Neo Flip 1S DS, and the Magic X040. Just like Steam Deck, these will definitely run DS games without any issues at all. And besides DS emulation, certain handhelds like AYN Thor and Flip DS can run other emulators like PS2, PS3, Wii, GameCube, and more. Plus, you could even emulate PC games on the handheld using Winlator or GameHub. But these can cost quite a lot depending on the handheld. So for example, the cheapest AYN Thor costs $249 US dollars, and the Aya Neo Flip 1S DS can cost whopping $1499 US dollars. But if you were to look for affordable options, there is Anbernic RGDS that costs almost $100 US dollars. Magic X040 costs $51 US dollars without the TF card. And let's not forget about RAM crisis, tariffs, taxes, and import duties. Those things will increase the upfront cost, which makes the Android handhelds even more expensive than just the original hardware itself. So in short, I think getting a DSi in the big 26 can be a good thing if you are just looking to play DS games in the original hardware. Now, of course, there are other DS options like the OG DS, DS Lite, and the DSi XL, all of which can be found on a refurbished, either cheaper or expensive depending on the condition. But I personally think you should just get a DSi or the DSi XL simply because you do not need an R4 card to mod the device. All you need is just some tinkering using the SD card and you're good to go. Now, obviously, I am not condoning piracy, nor would I tell you where I got the DS ROMs. or else Nintendo will probably send assassins on my porch. And obviously, I would encourage you all to go and buy DS games legitimately, provided you can afford them with these outrageous prices. But anyway, what do you guys think about the DS? Are you looking to get one yourself? Or are you gonna look for other options? Definitely be sure to comment down below, and also make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video.